Woo! Mono red aggro. You guys, this is a world championship deck. No joke. We're going the distance against everyone. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're all having a magical day. We will be playing mono red aggro. No goblins, no gold span. Say what? Is this even possible? Well, it's more than possible. We're thriving in Mythic, climbing up, which is really nice, beating some of the best decks that we've seen within World Championship just last weekend. So I'm like pretty confused right now. I'm gonna need you guys to set me straight. What's going on with this deck? We're gonna break down the strategies, the synergies, showcase all of that in the gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts. Thank you all again for your time and attention. It really does help. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join our community Discord. Links in the description below. The link tree will have all of the latest community links. Let's take a look at the deck. So here we are, mono red aggro. No gold span, no goblins. What's going on? Well, first of all, it's a 60 card best of one standard deck with a 2.4 average mana value. We have 12 non-creatures and 25 creatures. 23 lands for the lighter curve, right? It'd be a little risky, trim one, why not? We have Den of the Bugbear in play, in which we can attack with, if we have 4+ itself. It's a 3/2. It will also make a 1/1 tapped and attacking as well, which is pretty cool. Moving away from that, Blade Historian. This is an amazing creature. You can play it in mono red, you can play it in mono white, and you can play it in Boros. Today it's mono red. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. This is really, really, really cool stuff, right? So we have some flyers, we have some trample, and we've got some removal to keep our attacking lanes open to take advantage of the Blade Historian as much as possible. So our flyers, Moonveil Regent, it's a 4/4 with flying. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each color of that spell that we cast. It's only ever going to be one because we're a mono red deck, unless it's the Blade Historian, in which case it will be 2. So this is really cool. Discard your hand, draw that many cards, and when it dies, deal X damage to any target, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Again, will be 1 if we have another red source. If we have the Blade Historian, it will be 2 damage, which is pretty cool, right? So this is a very good late game card, just so we can cast off the top, keep drawing, and just work through our deck at an expedited rate. Of course, we also have the Flameskull, a 3/1 with flying. It cannot block, it has rejuvenation, and whenever it dies, we get to exile it. If we do, exile the top card of our library, and until the end of our next turn, we may play either of those cards, which is really cool. So the Flameskull is going to be coming back, going to be coming back. If you get something even better off the top, well, maybe you cast that instead, because they could be dealing with the skull in some other way, maybe flying tokens that block it. Stuff like this, right? So that's pretty cool. So those are the 2 flyers. And then we get into the trample. We have Reckless Stormseeker, a 2/3 at the beginning of our combat, giving another creature we control +1/+0 and haste until the end of turn on the daybound side. Nightbound, +2/+0, haste and trample, which is really cool. And it gets the increase itself, becoming a 3/4, that +1/+1 on the Nightbound flip is amazing. So this is nice because itself will have haste. It can do its ability on its own person, and then it can do it on our other drops, right? That Moonveil now has haste. The Blade Historian now has haste. So that's incredible. Same goes with the Flameskull, which is really, really cool stuff, right? So then we move on, to some of the less desirable creatures in the deck that still hold pretty good value, right? We have the Kargan Intimidator for 2. It's a 3/1. Cowards cannot block warriors. We can pay 1 to choose one that's not been chosen yet this turn, giving it +1/+1, making a target creature a coward, or target warrior gaining trample, which is pretty cool. It's the only warrior in deck, but the trample is, again, really, really nice with the double strike, right? So it's a good 2-drop. Can't complain. Then we have the Bloodthirsty Adversary, a 2/2 with haste. When it enters, we may pay 3 any number of times, right? So you can cast it on 2, you can cast it on 5, you can cast it on 8, or anywhere in between. But, those are your primary drops that you're looking for. Casting spells with 3 mana value or less equal to the number of times we're paying 3, adding those +1/+1 counters onto it. which is really cool, right? So it itself gets bigger, plus we're casting removal from our grave, which is great as well. So, you know, we have Play with Fire, 2 damage to any target. If it was a player, scry 1. Thundering Rebuke, 4 damage to creature or planeswalker, which is really, really nice. Magic Missiles, can't be countered, which is pretty cool. Dealing 3 damage divided among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Very, very good news here as well, right? So we can clean up the field with ease through the removal and the replayability of that removal via the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Really, really liking that. And then finally, you know, it's the Pit Fighter, a 2/1. We can pay 2 to discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards, activating only if an opponent lost life this turn. So, you know, we can do this if they have blockers, right? If the Pit Fighter is no longer dealing damage, it's just kind of dead in play. You know, we shock in, we use a spell, and then we can pay, sack itself, draw 2 cards. And maybe, you know, it's a flyer, maybe it's more spell damage, stuff like this. Something that's actually adding value to the game instead of just kind of chilling, not doing anything because it's being blocked by 4/4 or something, right? Again, we can combine attack block damage, that combat damage, with spell damage for the removal as well as an option. And yeah, so that's the deck. Not much to it, except apparently it slaps. The Flameskull, really, really good. It needs to be exiled. The Reckless Stormseeker is an absolute house, and the Blade Historian, you know, making the rounds again, is one of the more powerful creatures that we've seen. That double strike is so good. So the cleave is gone. We still look for ways to grab double strike in the mono red aggro deck. We accomplished that, and wait till you guys see today's matches. You're going to be fairly impressed. I can almost guarantee it. I know I was. So make sure to support the channel, right? Like the videos. It goes a long way. Helps, you know, increase my monetization, my reach, and then, you know, that's great for business, and I'll have more motivation to make great content just like this for you guys. That's original, right? So cheers, enjoy, and we'll be back after the gameplay footage to wrap up. On the draw, land looks nice. Some weak ass removal. It's not very good, but it'll get us there. This is a good drop on 3. We have a nice 4 drop as well. Let's see if we survive. We'll slay the Sculptor. Mono green's a hard deck for us to beat without a joke. Royal Eruption, sorcery speed. Maybe we take instant speed for 2. Because I don't want to leave that up. Gonna kill it, and we'll play out next turn, right? Because if I play a creature, getting Blizzard Brawl, then like what was the point then? Okay, bud. Yeah, they've got multiples, I see. I mean, we get in the way with the 4/4. This is factual. Do they have more heaters? They must have an inscription, and they can't both kick it and put counters on it. But if we blocked, they could put the 2+ counters on it. Yeah, you're not so clever, friend. I don't think we're in a good spot to race, but that's what our deck's supposed to do. I mean, they got really lucky. Guaranteed it's an inscription. Another Blizzard Brawl? You wouldn't dare. Two pack leaders, 2 brawls, 2 sculptors. You, my friend, are a dirty, dirty dog. Grab a draw. It's a land. I mean, if we're keeping pressure on, we have to make a move. LOL. We have a chump blocker for the Mammoth. We stop 5. We hit for 7. We go down to 6. Not the good. Yeah, it's just a nice little chump block there. Down to 8 only. They don't activate trample or anything, or the +2. They could play a land, push up, which they didn't do earlier, tap the land, and now they're going to kick that inscription that we were talking about earlier. Man, I wish I had instant speed 3 damage in hand. Yeah, there's a kicked inscription. We seen that coming, right? We honestly seen that coming. We can actually kill the pack leader. I don't know if they seen that coming. I mean, I actually didn't, so. The skull can't block. We hit for 4 down to 12. This is a losing race for us. But I think we did pretty well considering what we went up against. That was 3 fight spells. You know what I mean? That's not that bad. Oh, they've so many more blockers now. Nice. And now another. Okay. Quite disgusting. Even if we top deck double strike, it's not enough. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. You know what I mean, kids? Just sometimes you can't get there. We have 7 damage here. You know what I mean? That's not the worst. Really close. We'd get them down to 5. And if it were not for all these last minute blockers, I think we would have had it. Good game, bro. We'll see you in another match. Going first is pretty neat. No 1-drop, but we have a nice 2-drop. Pretty cool 3-drop and a really nice 4-drop here. But it's the land. Can we get the land? Mono white. They did not drop. And we get our 2-drop. Intimidator in play. Flameskull. We also have removal on multiple targets, which is pretty good against mono white. Ooh. Look at you go. Do they exile my skull as well? If they do, we can kill the fallen and their exile creature. They're gonna do it. They're definitely gonna do it. It's like a, yeah. All right, man. Yeah, good plays. They've got a really nice play line here. We're hit for 2. Take that creature back, please. It's a 3/3, not the worst. I mean, it's gonna need some help. That's for sure. So we'll draw the Pit Fighter along its right side flank here. Are you kidding me? You're a seriously dirty dog, bro. I wonder how much they're gonna like this. Because we have to put an end to that. And then we'll deal 2 damage to them. Or 1 to them, 2 to their Cathar. What a good play line for them. Could you please run out of cards, kind sir? They don't have access to the Haven yet. Oh, no, there it is. They gain access to the cave at 6. We have nothing in our grave. Already used it up. 2 Sentinels. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Hopefully they're all out of cards. Should have saved some exile. Should have saved your exile. First strike is going to take care of any problems here for us. Oh, not to mention double strike if there's multiple blocks. Right? They'll trade with us, but we kill both of these Sentinels. Like, that is a holy Toledo's trade right there. That's nice. If we beat a top 1000 mono white player with our brand new mono red aggro deck, whoa! They're thinking it through. They're like, how screwed am I right now? Should I race? I do not think racing is the correct answer. I truly do not. Hit for 6, down to 12. Hashtag I'm so confused. Instant speed for 1, buff the Usher? I don't think so. They could boast, and they have 2 mana, I guess. Maybe somehow they still kill the Historian, like a creature that blocked this turn is destroyed. Just a takedown for 1. Very clever, my friend. Let's give them 1 more nice. We'll hit for 5. We were at 14. You know what I mean? We've got a little wiggle room. It's okay. They play a creature, it's getting blasted, and we hit for another 5. They have to defend with that Faceless Haven, which we can kill it on the second. Oh. That's great. That's just so good. It could be a removal spell, a Fateful Absence. We only have to deal 2 damage here for lethal, though. We have it both through the Slasher and the Pit Fighter. Fateful Absence on the Pit Fighter now. And they think they're surviving. What's cool is we can remove their creature. Yeah, good for them. Let's give them 1 more nice before we... Oh, we can't kill their creature. It's already dead. They dominated us at every single point of that game. We still got the victory, you guys. Whoa. Like, that was bad news bears for us every single step. We were nicing them. They're like, yeah, that was nice. You're right. That was a good play for me. And, like, they just couldn't keep up with it. Couldn't keep up with it. I'll be damned. Again, this is a much slower hand than we'd ever want to see. But we'll make the most out of it. What's crazy is that we won our last match. It said we were at like 16 or 1700. And now we're at 99% as we just went right into another game, like almost immediately. Which just seems crazy. We're going to kill that Luminarch. We have more removal within the missiles if they're double dropping. No. We still take it. Maybe they bounced it. Right? Fading Hope. Totally fine. We still hit for 1, which is nice. I mean, there's not good value there, but we get some. They're going for it again, eh? Let's see if they have another Fading Hope. No. Ouch. Okay. Now we switch over to aggro land. I'm going to double drop these Intimidators. See what's going on their side. I want the Regent, but if they have removal, I don't want to go 1 for 1. Okay. We phase out. Interesting. So this is definitely an Azorius Tempo deck. Whether it's version I've done or a version CGB's done. I think I've seen him do one as well. Mine's running Doomscar, which we kind of need to be scared of. Oh, this is good. This is a nice line. Hit for 9. Down to 9. Holy Toledos. Woo! I'm interested how they get out of this. They probably do. Don't get me wrong. There's removal, fateful absence, stuff like this. But we've definitely got the pressure on them, which is nice. Every match we've played so far today, even the mono green deck, where they kind of grinded us out, we've applied enough pressure to put them on their heels. Oh, that's good on the Warhound. We need removal. They're both cowards, so these creatures are unblockable. We're hitting for 6. I think we could hit for enough. Too bad this is not a werewolf warrior. That would be sick. Oh, that helps too. And then we push up as well. Woo! Mono red aggro. You guys, this is a world championship deck. No joke. We're going the distance against everyone. Have we been sleeping on mono red aggro? For reals? Have we? I think maybe the answer is fuck yeah. Hashtag demonetized. So make sure to like the video to help support you guys. We really do need it. Going first, our last match. Let's see how we can contend. It's a little slow, no 1-drop, but it really does pick up. Nice land off the top there. Should we play around a Walrus Disruption? That is the question. They may just be like, I can't stand this creature, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to try to play around the disruption by just going with another Intimidator. Unless they tap out. Okay. And it's Flameskull. This is a really good deck. This is going to be the hardest deck to beat, obviously, as it's the actual world champion deck, the one that won. I have high hopes, but we're going to need to get after it. Stay focused. They have really good plays against the Flameskull. Fading Hope. Spike Field Hazard. They also have flyers to block us. And field wipes. So, you know, Cinderclasm. The egg. Please no Cinderclasm. That might be a scoop. They could even do it instant speed. Do we put more 1-drops for field wipe? Or do we just hope they don't have it? We'll attack first. In case they deal with the skull, we can replay it. Oh, are you kidding me? It is. Nice. We could kill the egg here. I guess that kills the dragon. And this is an unfriendly matchup. The Cinderclasm is just like, oh, that is not good. There he is. I knew you'd be coming out to say hello. That was my favorite dragon doing today. Is everything well? Do they have removal for this? We could use Heated Debate for 3 mana, and then it can't be countered. But they could still bounce their own creature back, which is, well, I guess not what they'll be doing here, but... Ouch. Okay. Let's set ourselves up for another Cinderclasm. Yeah, hey Goldspan, how are the kids doing? Right? What's the wife up to? Keeping busy, I hope. Yeah. Cool. Have you seen Allround lately? No, you've been hanging out with Deluge instead. Yeah, I can understand that. Allround's been pretty busy. Everybody seems to, be trying to get a piece of his time. That's my card, friend. How dare you? They're copying us. Oh, we're not going to win this race, especially when they take double turns with the Hall of the Storm Giants right there. This costs 4 plus 1 for 5. We basically have to hope that they don't have it, hey? Ooh, you dog. Preemptive strike. Alright, that's better there than on our land. And then this turn, I believe, will just die. They have 11 confirmed damage with the land. They don't use, so it's all run. And then the land attack. Yes? Yes. Good game. So there's just some evils that we cannot defeat. With the right hand, I think we are in a favorable spot for the matchup. It's just that Cinderclasm. If they get the Cinderclasm, it's not just dominating maybe our new mono red deck, but that takes care of the mono white deck, and it actually can potentially stifle the mono green deck in conjunction with other damage sources as well. Kind of like we do, right? With multiple spells, the magic missiles does a little here, attack combat damage a little here, stuff like this. But I'm pretty pleased with this, honestly. Like, I think that this deck is going to be something that we'll continue to work with a lot in the future. Okay, so we've stumbled on something. I want to mention in the first match against that mono green deck, I didn't have Thundering Rebuke. We were using something else that only dealt 3 damage. Oh, Into the Royal, right? So this deals more damage, which is great. We can cast it on curve, taking out the dragons, taking out the... it's really hard to take out the chariot because it's sorcery speed unless the chariot comes out to block, which you should try to get it out of there, or you're using magic missiles or play with fire on the blocker, right? Or them together. but it's killing, you know, the old growth troll, stuff like this, like the big creatures. And I think that would have made the difference in that first match, but you know, we'll get back around to it again in the future. What would you guys change about the deck? How do we make this even better? Because we're pretty close to being tier 1 here. Like, we're beating good decks. Like, we literally ran through that tempo deck thanks to those intimidators, right? They just were not prepared. Which is it's godly. So I'm really excited to explore what else we can do with this deck. I mean, I know I can hear everybody right now, even just like, where's Goldspan Dragon? Add Goldspan Dragon. Sure, but like, how are we going to add Goldspan Dragon? Don't just tell me what to add. Tell me how you would add it. Like, okay, we're dropping 1 of these, 3 of these, 4 Goldspans. Let's test this out. I think that'd be great. Or personally, I ran some tests and I found that this worked good. You know what I mean? So collectively as a group, we can really make this deck something special. Doing a lot of the base work for you guys. I think we're definitely on the right track, but just super excited to where it goes in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a magical day. Like the video, join the community Discord, and we'll see you soon in the next.